Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. We thank you for joining us for the Coffee Ann program on Thursday morning. It's August 15th. I'm Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards right over there. Hi, Dave.
Certainly is, Ollie.
And we're also being joined by Sue Tester-McKenzie from the Black Snow Valley Call-In-Times. How are you there, Sue?
Just wonderful.
Just wonderful. All right. Bob Lauder could not be with us this week.
You don't
And we
mind,
hope everything's
you're not
okay
going to
with
leave or
everybody.
anything because he's not here, right?
Huh?
You're not going to leave or anything because Bob's not here.
Well, I didn't get my morning compliment on Thursday morning, so, kind of,
You look lovely.
I'm sorry. I'm out. I wasn't given notes on what he did.
Well, that's what Bob does do that.
Every
off the
single
air.
Thursday morning, didn't matter what I was wearing.
Whoa.
This is kind of like, don't take this the wrong way, but like when you compliment your wife, it's kind of expected, and it lacks a little of the sincerity because it's like you do it all the time, right?
Well, it's how it's said, when
You
it's
might
said,
say-
and why it's said,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
You might think that the same thing would be true about me since you're here as a guest of the station, and it wasn't really quite as genuine. It might be something that's expected for me to do. So why would I do the expected?
It's all in a tone, even with your wife, because,
Yeah, you look great.
right, I mean, I look at it this way.
Like the
I
burlap
don't
sack.
expect a compliment if I'm wearing something that you've already seen before or nothing special. I don't expect that from my husband or anybody else for that matter. But when it comes to your spouse and let's say you're going out to dinner, oh, you look nice tonight.
Right.
That's different. But again, still the tone. She should not have to say, "How do I look?" And unfortunately, too many
Right.
women have to say that.
Oh, is that so?
because- Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the world is filled with unattentive spouses, I suppose.
Oh, you're not kidding.
But that's only because the day-to-day seems to drown out thoughts that might have occurred to them in the first place.
Well, that's the biggest problem in many marriages. Just
Everybody kind of expects for us to tell everybody who's listening on radio how you are dressed.
No, you don't have to do
No,
that.
I don't think so,
No,
So
God, no.
Is it my obligation
No,
to do
no,
this
no,
because
no,
I'm filling in
no.
for Bob?
No, not at all, not at all, not at all. No,
Well,
I
it's all
just-
blue, and you know how I feel about blue.
I love my royal blue, but no, Bob is just it's nice walking in first thing in the morning, whatever. And I think for anybody, and it goes for men, not just women. Your day-to-day stuff. It's nice when somebody gives you a compliment.
It is.
So it's not like an expected.
Mm-hmm.
I think anybody that expects it, well, their thought process is wrong to begin with.
Ah.
I didn't know Coffee Ann was going to be a marriage counseling
Right?
program today.
Oh, we could go on and on. And I'm not talking
I
personal.
know
I'm
it- I
just
know it
talking
could.
about knowledge,
Yeah. Well, let's not. All right.
right?
All right. Things we do have to get to. Dave got an email. There's something going on at River Island Art Park tonight.
That'll change the subject fast, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on tonight, Dave?
Actually, it's this afternoon of early this
okay.
evening. Yep, from 4 to 8 today at River Island Art Park. And we have a note here. It says, "Hi, Dave and Denise." By the way, happy birthday, Denise. And Lisa Carcefaro asked me to email you this flyer. I don't see a flyer, but I have a printout of the email. It says, "The Teens of SWAG," that's Students Wellness and Growth Program, are holding their second annual Youth Fest event today, August 15th, from 4 to 8 p.m. at River Island Art Park. This is the program's end-of-summer community service project run by the teens for youth and families of Woonsocket, and it includes activities, face painting, music, food, and fun, all at River Island Art Park. And it says here, local organizations will be there to distribute information and resources. They include the Blackstone Valley Prevention Coalition, no surprise there, United Healthcare, and RITE Smile, Right Smile. Okay, that's United Healthcare Right Smile. I guess it's a trademark thing that I wasn't aware of. Health Equity Zone Woonsocket, Childhood Led Action Project, the Community Care Alliance, Harbor Smile, Harbor Youth Center, Connecting for Children and their Families, and the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Rhode Island / Woonsocket.
All right.
Okay.
And that's today.
And they asked us to announce it on the air.
Okay.
Cheryl DaCosta is the Assistant Executive Director of the Blackstone Valley Prevention Coalition.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes, you're welcome. And
All
so
right.
that's 4 to 8 at River Island Art Park, 2-day only.
Very good. Well, I looked all over. I scoured the internet and
Internet?
as quickly as I could to try to find something to bring up about this. And the only thing I could find was a response from John Ward, who is running for mayor. But he
Right.
put out a letter basically that says to the people of Woonsocket, and it talks about the resignation of Michael Houle, effective yesterday, August 14th, as chairman of the Woonsocket Housing Authority.
Oh,
I'm like, so I'm looking around for a press release
I didn't
either
get
from the
the memo.
city or a memo or anything from him or nothing. But John's responding to it, saying
isn't that
that he's
nice?
okay. He's out. He's glad he's not. He stepped away from all facets of city management, and this is and according to John, this is a good thing. In his
well, most
opinion.
people
So,
have been thinking that since the mistake was made
Made,
with all the
right.
people's personal information.
it was
There
leaked
was
out. Yeah.
a pretty big outcry about that. For this to have happened, seems to me that it can't be terribly surprising to an awful lot of people because that was a really big thing and it made all kinds of news all over the state, the
Made it to
region.
the state. Yep.
Yeah, it was also on our wire. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, which goes nationally. Gee whiz. Hey, listen, people make mistakes on the job. You always hope that they survive them, and sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
Did you hear about this resignation, Sue?
I did not.
Okay. Well,
Not this. I knew it was. I say I knew
Probably
it was
coming?
coming.
Yeah.
I think everybody was expecting it.
okay. So we'll probably hear more about it. Today, later on today, maybe in tomorrow's paper or something like that. So it's just something to be on the lookout for. All
Well,
right.
it doesn't really affect anybody's life, in
Not
my
too much,
circles.
no.
I mean, it's okay, fine. This would probably be a natural progression of what's going on. Nobody stays anywhere forever except Dave Richards. So, you kind of expect people come, people go.
All right. Another thing I want to bring up because there's always a certain group of people that we have to complain about something. Something and everything and something.
What was that
So-
giggle about
so
there?
well, she doesn't. She just thinks it's funny.
I
But
do,
here's the
because
latest.
you're so right.
But here's the latest. I got to complain, or people are going to complain, and the complaint now, and I saw it on Facebook yesterday. Now coming up next week, and
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact date. I think it's the 22nd. Dave, maybe you know. Twilight on the Blackstone.
Oh, no, it's not on a Thursday. It's
No,
on a Saturday.
Okay, so it's the 24th.
Right.
Okay, this has been going. Is this the 5th year for
Could be,
Twilight on the
could be.
Blackstone? It's been going
Yeah,
on for a
could
few
be,
years. Okay, here's the complaint, Sue. We shouldn't be doing it on that bridge. It's a bad location. Why is it a bad location?
Well, people like to drive over it, and now they got to
No.
go out of their way. They got to go to the Burnham Bridge, or they got to go over to
that
the
is, that
Chase
part is
Radigan
true.
Bridge or something like to get on
And-
the other side of the river.
And there is always people that complain. They go on Facebook to complain every year.
Yeah.
What's going on the bridge? How come I had to be detoured? Blah blah. But no, that's not it. Then there'll be those people this year anyway. But they won't start complaining until the actual day when they got detoured. This is now a week and a half ahead of time.
Okay.
But so why do you, Sue, do you want to take a guess? Why are they complaining? Because they don't like it on the bridge.
I have no idea.
They say, and I'm not positive on this one, there's too many homeless people living under the bridge down by the river. And we shouldn't be up there partying and dancing on top of them.
It's insensitive, you think? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. And we should because they've all because we've moved all the other homeless encampments away, they all congregate there now. And we shouldn't be having a good time on top of them. I'm like, And they said, let's move it. And they did, well, at least one person had a suggestion. That was good. Don't just say, I'll just move it. Where? Well, I don't know. But someone said, move it across the street from where the call used to be. and move it into the Mullen parking lot. No, okay. Doesn't have the Quake kind of pizzazz that it was, and I know why the Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative went out a few years ago and saw, hey, other cities do this on bridges. Hey, that's a nice idea. We'll close it down for a couple of hours.
It offers a
Have a
view
little
of the
dinner
city
dancing.
that people don't often enjoy.
Yeah, because
for long anyway.
don't normally stop on the bridge. So,
Right.
but this is what I say is, some people always have to complain about something.
There's
and
always
And this
something.
is what they're complaining about now. And they were blaming the city. At least some people were coming in and saying, this is not a city thing.
Event, right.
This is a Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative event that's put it on, and they got all their permission
separate
and
group.
got their okays from everybody to close off the bridge to have this little dance party that they do for the last 5 years. So
It's charming, by the way. Very nice.
I know, but I guess they find it, like you said, insulting, or it's
Offensive, insulting.
to
But-
the people that are living their lives below them, who won't be participating in the dancing and the
Right.
food, but now have to hear it.
Well, then how about people that go to restaurants while people are in...
That's right. Nobody should be
It's-
going to
it
the Burger King
doesn't-
on Social Street because they live right there.
I mean,
You know,
I mean,
cellos.
it's endless when you
Anybody
get
down in the
to
social
that.
flatlands
Yeah.
should not be eating in front of people who don't have money for a meal.
Don't go to Social Park and enjoy yourself
That's
because there
right.
are others there that are not enjoying their... I mean, it's endless, but you're right. People will find something. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't understand what they're saying, because I do, but you have to be realistic. And they're just, that could just go on and on. Oh, let's not go to Kentucky Fried Chicken because it's so close.
That's right.
I mean, really.
Gee, and that sushi buffet.
I'm sorry?
The
That Kentucky
sushi
Fried Chicken.
buffet. No. Over
Oh,
where the tire place used to be, where Rathman Outlet used to be, near the motor inn.
Oh, yeah.
Kodo, Toko.
Right.
Or what? It keeps changing names.
Toyo?
It might be Toyo
Yeah,
now.
Toyo,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So don't eat there because that'll offend the
That'd be
homeless?
a big problem. I mean, they could be right outside the door.
Well, they could
You'd be walking out with your doggy bag. You want to take it home and eat it tomorrow.
And
Now
they
you'd
might-
be
they-
conflicted.
Well, I wouldn't be, but
Yeah, it's just, it's
Okay,
an
but
unfortunate thing.
I did see it yesterday, and I said, well, people just it's not that they shouldn't have it, but we shouldn't have it on the bridge.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
one thing that I
But-
saw on Facebook yesterday, you
Okay.
talk about the can't please everybody.
Yep.
So somebody was complaining about a police chase. And then somebody else was saying, what if it was you that they were trying to save? Or not a police chase, fast cruise. They didn't know it was a police chase at the time. So which is it? Do you want them to get to you quickly, or do you not want them to? Which is it? So you're always going to get that conflict as well. I mean, that's a big conflict. Obviously safety is the most important factor in all of that. But, that's why you have sirens and whatnot. If they don't get there quickly and safely,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's all about this one simple thing, one simple concept. Some people in the world were not taught they have to share the rest of the world with everybody else. And they want it to be their way.
This is my rock.
That's right. And you've got have it your way and stuff like that. Everybody
Right,
said,
yeah.
my iPhone or my, whatever and stuff like that. My. You are the most important sentient being in this galaxy. And so everyone else has to take a back seat to you. And if you don't like them, then you just complain about them so they can go away. Oh, come on now. Grow up.
People don't want to grow up, Dave. They like it like that. All right, we're going to take our first break here in the Coffee and Program. More coming your way. We got a note to get to, and you can call in yours at 766-1240.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
Have you heard of Scott McGee with RE/MAX Properties? He's been selling real estate in Rhode Island and Massachusetts for the last 17 years, and you can see that he loves what he does. Scott, as well as his team, take pride in what they call the fair and honest team. No gimmicks. And no, they're not buying your house if it doesn't sell, etc. Just fair and honest real estate. Scott personally works with tons of sellers and buyers and specializes in residential properties as well as commercial. And he's always very fair and offers super competitive rates. Remember, this is probably the biggest move in dollars that you will ever spend or receive. You want to go with a trusted and experienced agent. Scott is fair, honest, and modest, always puts the clients first. And he also dealt with literally almost any situation. You really need to look at your real estate needs as a business. You want to pay and get the right money now so that you're not paying for it later. Trust me. So why not give Scott McGee a call at 401-639-2906. That's 401-639-2906.
It's Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us on Thursday morning. Joe
That's
Callahan.
right, because we were coming apart.
Here with Dave Richards and Sue Tesser-McKenzie from the Blackstone Valley Call Times. And Sue, time for first message from the newspaper.
You know, you could have warned me. I knew it
warning
was
you,
coming. I'm just kidding. I knew it was coming. So I just want to give everybody the heads up. The office will be closed
No.
next week. We are in operation. We are reachable. I especially am reachable, 487-4136.
You're only about 4 feet away.
But the office is closed because the person that does all of the in-office legals and so on and so forth is going to be on vacation.
Oh, okay.
I am an on-the-road sales rep, so I won't be in there. However, if somebody needs anything, a missed newspaper, whatever the case may be, give me a call because I, by all means, can meet you there. I am not on vacation. I am working. So call me at 487-4136.
You don't take vacations.
And let me tell you, given the money and the time, you're darn right I'll take a vacation.
There you go.
All right. Note that was called in, 766-1240. This is talking about the vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz. The left wing is trying to bring out his hard nose and strict measures while serving in the military. He was an NCO. I bet many people don't know what that stands for.
Non-commissioned officer.
Thank you, Dave. It means he probably had a high rank as sergeant. Do not tarnish any respected serviceman record. Bad move by Vance. I did take a quick look. Command sergeant major is what he was actually when he left the service, although some people are questioning that because they said, yeah, he was given it and he was given the right uniform, but it didn't really go through officially. He didn't get the pay raise for it, and then he left. So was he really a command sergeant major or was he not? He says he was, of course, and now the right is saying, no, you really weren't. So, and they're fighting back and forth. One more thing to fight about: Tim Walz's military service. And speaking of Mr. Walz, are you going to see him tonight? He's going to be in Newport, Sue. I don't know anyone's got an invitation, by the way.
No.
Yeah, we know Dan McKee. He's got an invite.
Oh, that's
If
right.
I
We
went,
do know Dan,
if I
that's
go to
right.
Newport, I'm going to see the elephants.
Oh, well, this is funny because the elephants are at Salve Regina University,
Yes. Is
which
that
is
where he's gonna be?
he's supposed to be at Salve.
Well, Salve's so
unless it's
big, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
unless it's all a ruse to make everybody rush to Salve,
right.
and they actually go someplace else, and
Yeah.
they're at the Tennis Hall of Fame or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Which
know,
is an
they-
interesting, place to go. And
Or
have
Goat
it.
or out on Goat Island.
Well, that'd be a much more controlled
What's the name of that?
Point.
What's the hotel on that island now? What's it called now?
I know they've changed it
Yeah,
a few
they've
times.
changed it a bunch
I
of
know.
different times.
It's still the same building, but
Yeah.
I had my
That's
senior
right.
prom there.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
really?
drove a
Yes,
lot
I
of
did.
proms
No
there.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's really a nice place.
was a great
Between,
place with the
between the
prom.
Marriott and that one, gosh, yeah, the name will pop into my brain later. But they shut it down for a whole year, that
Yeah.
place.
Renovations.
Yeah, right. And because they just said, well, it's a slow season, but we've got a year's worth of renovations to do. So I'll tell you what, we'll just skip a season. Make
Okay.
that part of the cost of renovation.
Newport Harbor Island Resort.
That's what it's called now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really, they've changed it again. It was Gurney's.
Yep.
The Gurney's
Wow.
sold it again? Or they
It
just
doesn't
relabeled it?
say. It could be just be relabeled. Gurney's name's not popping up.
It's
at-
really not.
as of
It's
yet.
really not a harbor island. It's where they tested the torpedoes when the Navy was there. It was the target. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Historically,
Okay.
So anyway.
you'd find this amusing, Sue. I did not take a limo to my senior prom. It's one of the
Oh.
last few years where the guys drove your dates, and then the limos came into fashion.
Yeah.
Now the limos are out of fashion.
Of course.
Anyway, so I drove, and so now I'm driving home from Newport. My date falls asleep in the car. That's how an exciting date I am, by the way. She fell asleep on the way home, which is good.
well, he's
Silver
not an
lining.
exciting driver. We'll put it that way.
It was it was a silver lining because I was lost.
Oh, I'm sure.
No
are.
GPSs.
Right.
And I'm on some road, and all it kept saying is you're going north. All right, I am heading in the right direction.
We'll either hit Boston or Newfoundland, one or
I
the
said,
other.
it's a small state.
North.
I'm going to hit 95 or I'm going to hit 195 somewhere.
No.
Oh, no, I did.
You did?
I did. Yes.
Oh, which means you took the right turn
yeah,
out
yeah.
of the place.
I think I was. Is it
Did you go
130?
over the bridge?
No. Well,
138.
eventually I did. I was going up 138.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and
okay.
so- and then I saw.
Yeah, but then you ended up in Massachusetts.
I did, but I saw her, which was okay. But I did see
So
a
you
sign
hit
for
195 eventually, right? Okay.
I'm all set now.
Yep.
And so I was.
Well, that's just
now I
the
was on
scenic
my
route.
way home. So speaking of that, because of Sue being in the limo business for a while, where did that story go?
She knows that travel's always an adventure, Joe.
Yeah, because of the Washington Bridge situation in East Providence, there's a lot of police that are down there making sure everything goes okay. The police have Channel 12 is reporting that the police have handed out over 600 citations to drivers at the Washington Bridge since April.
Just by sitting there and
you know,
watching.
And you know what the common violation is? It's a combination. People are texting and driving, and they're using their phone in their hand up to their face. And I told Dave earlier there was 192 people were cited for that, and I'm gonna bet you that 100 of those people said I had no idea that's a law.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, am I right on that?
Nitwits. I mean, really.
I'm sure they can pull over. This is what you're getting cited for, and they said that's a law. I never knew. Of course, that's not a defense, but
No, because I work on the road,
You must-
so
you must see
I
it as well.
see it all the time.
yeah.
And my favorite is when you're on the highway and car in front of you is kind of like a little bit
They
all over the
weave.
road. It's like, dude,
Drifting.
get off the
Because
phone.
they're texting.
Yeah. Or they were going a good, rate of speed,
Yeah.
keeping the flow of traffic, and all of a sudden they're creeping. It's like, what are you doing? Get
Can't
off the
find
phone.
a K.
Get off the phone.
The other citations were given to speeding in that area. You got to slow down. And
Yeah.
Everybody's getting down to one lane.
It's
and,
reduced speed, yeah.
And then the 50 were given to commercial truck drivers. You're not in the right lane. You can't be in the lane you're in.
That's right. You got to be in
Gotta
the
be in
right
the-
lane,
get-
but I
get over
can't.
to the
I
right,
can't
but I
move
can't
in
get
the right
over.
lane. I got to get over to the left in order
Yeah.
to get anywhere.
I need to get on to 95 and go south.
Nobody will let me.
nobody will let me in. That's right. So okay. So I wanted to bring that up to you because I said I bet Sue says, oh yeah, see it all the time.
But what about the people that are legit lost? Like you can be in an area going, okay, wait a minute, I'm not familiar with this. I need to get back to see a sign that says 195 West.
Yeah.
Where is it? I mean, they must be somewhat compassionate to some of the people, not the ones texting and on the phone, but
Possibly.
Yeah.
They did that. So, I'll have to see. I'm trying to look up something, Dave, because there's a story, and I can't find it real quick. Out in your old neck of the woods.
My old neck of the woods.
Yeah, out there in Burrowville, and they're putting in they're building a new football complex
Big point of contention.
out there in Burrowville, and they want to put in artificial turf, last longer, more durable, stuff like that.
Much more expensive.
More expensive too.
Far-
You're right,
and-
but in the long run, it
and
might actually
maintenance and
might,
everything else,
But
oh,
in
yeah.
the long run, it might save you money.
No,
Well, the residents
artificial turf never saved anybody any money.
are they're speaking out against it.
Yeah, well, I know, and we raised the family there, and we lived there, and as a matter of fact, we ourselves were raised in our respective families there.
Yeah.
And I just know the tude. And by golly, it's the townies and the transplants. Once again, that battle will never be over.
So, what do you know about this fight, Sue? Anything?
Well,
what's the real issue? Is it what Dave says?
Well, I like to think that people aren't that petty, but it's part of it is the fact they're talking about the water being contaminated
By the field?
by because of the synthetic, and these are just things
All
I'm
right.
hearing.
Okay.
A big concern is the water. There was something else too, but they've been fighting this. I've been seeing this for months and months.
And the installation hasn't happened yet, right?
No, but I guess
Football season's in a month.
But part of the problem has also been, again, what I'm reading, the lack of concern from council with regard to the resident concerns.
So the council's not listening to the residents?
In some cases, they've been
Wow.
somewhat disrespectful from what I've been reading
I
and
see.
seeing and hearing.
Anybody on the council knows this is a buzzsaw problem that they don't want to be part of. They don't want to take a side on.
But
because
wouldn't it be
nobody's ever going to win.
But wouldn't this be the school committee's decision to put the turf in and not the town?
They're another elected a body just like the town council.
Well, right, but why are they arguing with the town council and not the school committee?
Obviously, because they didn't get their way with the school committee.
So we'll go to the town
Yeah.
instead?
And the town council really has the money for it. So,
All right. Well,
that's where the battleground is. Burrowville is a fine town. Like I said, we grew up there. We raised our family there. But it so much reminds me of towns that you've seen depicted on television where there's just two factions and they never get along. And it slows growth. I mean, there are how we got the Broncos Highway in there was just a total mystery to me. How that ever happened.
people didn't want that either?
Well, of course not, because it was an improvement. It would bring more traffic and more development
It's an
into the town.
improvement.
The only
Well,
way
can't
they
have
right, they wanted to just improve Route 102.
that. Yeah.
But oh no, you can't touch 102. Build another one somewhere else. But it's going to go from here to there, begin at 102 and end at 102. And they saw it as preserving the character of the villages by ripping up a lot of other people's backyards and stuff. That was the best explanation I got for it because it happened at a time I was very young, so I wasn't really aware of all the politics of
Yeah.
everything. But I'm telling you,
So nothing's changed.
so
out
many
there.
different people have come in there and said, we can fix this place up. All you got to do is this.
No. Because you're from the outside.
The townies and the transplants.
All right.
And they just never, ever read the same Bible. I'm telling you. I mean, they will just, you guys on the other side are just totally wrong.
All right. Well, here's another battle going on out there. We'll see what happens.
And
Yep,
elected
this one-
officials are always in the middle of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So they don't want to take sides because you lose because
On both
there's more there's more transplants than townies, but the townies are much more better connected and
All right.
organized.
What'd you find, Sue?
Okay, it says here the concern is that the artificial turf field could contain PFAS, a chemical
Yeah.
that's
Forever
been linked
chemicals.
to serious health problems.
Right.
Yes.
Several residents fear this could seep into their drinking water, which is what I initially
Okay.
said.
Yeah.
But WPRI's got a story on it.
Right.
There's just so many non-organic material getting into the soil, and I mean,
Right.
So the environmentalists are out.
yeah.
Some reason.
There's a
People
lot.
love
Cage.
artificial turf because it's pretty.
Yeah.
Looks good on TV.
And it doesn't wear out.
And nobody has to go out there
cut
cutting.
it.
Look at the gas and stuff like that you have to pay for, and the pollution with the gas mowers, and when you have to go out and cut the grass and stuff like. You don't have to do this with the have any idea how many oil wells were killed to make that plastic to make the AstroTurf? I don't know. You know,
We don't worry about that.
It's either way. When you look
Yeah.
at what North Smithfield went through, and what other schools are going through now, that we're so progressive and so on target and saying, wow, look at this beautiful AstroTurf thing, and everybody pats themselves on the back, and then 10 years later they are spending millions
to replace it.
just to replace it.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. It's time for a second message, Sue, from the
Alrighty.
Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times. Yes.
My goodness. So we are in the throes of the Vote for Me campaign. I have been into called, emailed, texted several businesses in the area to letting you know that you have been nominated as one of the best, whatever, restaurants, body shops, or auto repair, whatever the case may be. Should anybody have not gotten a call and they think they may be on that list, please call me, 487-4136. I have hundreds of people that I've been trying to reach out to. Not as easy as one would think.
Vacations.
So, and that's part of it. Part of it is I might have gone to see somebody yesterday. They went on vacation, won't be back until, Saturday. Well, now Saturday's a weekend, so deadlines are approaching. So anybody, please feel free to call me, 401-487-4136, with any questions you may have as to whether you were nominated.
Very good, Sue. Okay, more of the Coffee and program coming your way. Right now, time for the weather forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
A 50% chance of showers and maybe a thunderstorm today, especially after 3 p.m. Widespread haze after 1 p.m. Partial sunshine with a high of 83. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 62, calm wind. Friday's weather, mostly sunny skies with a high of 85 and a calm wind. Saturday, partial sunshine, 81. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 79, slight chance of a shower. Monday, 70% chance of showers likely, mostly cloudy and 78. Tuesday, a 40% chance of a shower and partial sunshine with a high of 75. And next Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 76.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, under cloudy, hazy blue skies, we've got 72 degrees.
Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
There's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Don't get fooled again, Woonsocket. I'm John Ward, and I've been working for you and only you for 25 years now. 2 years ago, Mayor Lisa Baldelli Hunt was removed from office for good reason. She angrily came back with a team and tried to have the city spend way too much money buying a piece of land from her friend. This recent report proves it, and in shame, she had to quit. Now she wants her hand-picked mayor to stay in office while much of her team is leaving. Slow audits, overvalued properties, and now private information released. Have you had enough yet, Woonsocket? I know I have. I'm John Ward and I'm running to be your mayor. There's no room for cronyism that keeps costing you money. This embarrassment must stop. Want to know more? Visit wardformayor.org. I'd appreciate your vote September the 10th. We're better than this.
Paid for Friends of John Ward.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at woonsocketradio.com.
It's Coffee In on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan here with Sue Tessier McKenzie and Dave Richards. Bob Lauder can not be with us this week, but this
But I
segment
have a message
is sponsored by
about
attorney
Bob's
Bob Lauder.
Law Office.
So, Dave, take it away. Say a few nice things about Bob.
Now stop me if you heard this before.
Okay,
Okay. So Bob Larder,
stop. I have heard that name. Okay.
nice guy. At 267 Blackstone Street, if I recall the number. Got the small wooden purple church right across from the big, massive brick church. But they get along really well. One's still a church and one isn't. The purple one is Bob's law office. And they have a deal right across the street with the big brick church to use the parking lot for Bob's people. So if you walk by and you say, where do I park? Or if you drive by and say, where do I park? Because if you're walking, you probably wouldn't say that, right? Where you park directly across the street, walk right on over, and walk through that lovely front door in the, it's not really purple, it's more lavender. But it was a lavender church beforehand, and Bob was taken by the color, and he says, okay, that's fine. Massive renovations on the inside, by the way, and you'll find it very, very comfortable to walk on and talk about any problem that you have. Maybe it's getting to be that point in life for you where you have to say, well, maybe I ought to think about getting a will or maybe a trust or something else like that. You know, the kiddies have kitties of their own now, and we're going to have to get this thing organized so it doesn't become a burden to them if I croak or something. And so if those things are going on in your mind, Bob's well versed in all these things. This is his bread and butter. He does it all the time. He did one for me and Denise, updated wills, made up a trust, whole business like that. And it's not because we're big shots or have very much. You don't have to have a big estate. But nowadays, with prices going up, by the way, there is no inflation. With prices going up the way they are, just keep saying it over and over again. There is no
It'll be
inflation.
true,
There
that's
is no
right.
inflation. There is no inflation. There is no inflation. Can't have inflation in an election year. But with prices going up, you may own more stuff than you think you do. Just owning a house these days can get complicated. And if you want your offspring and your heirs to go through all kinds of legal baloney, hiring lawyers in New Hampshire and Massachusetts and Rhode Island to discuss how on earth we're going to get clear title to this so that we can use it or sell it or whatever, Bob's got you covered. Straighten it all out way ahead of time.
All
Bob
right,
Lauder.
there, Dave. Thank you very much.
762-4550.
All right. Well, we got a situation down at the
Why are you laughing again? Why are you giggling again,
Because
Sue?
Sue's
That was a
Who's gonna-
long commercial. And then you,
'Cause I don't wanna have to do it
But I
again.
like how you just get the phone number right in the end.
Well, you
That's
see-
what made me laugh.
Well, I mean, but this is the craft. You have to put the call to action in there.
No, I know, but I'm
Right.
just laughing
I
at.
can say nice things about him. For the
Joe
whole
was
doggone
talking, and
time.
you
There's
just
no,
went whatever the number
There's no
is.
call to action until you give the telephone number.
All right.
You know this.
Of course I do.
We have a situation at the Rhode Island Department of Corrections.
What?
Oh God.
A high-level staffer there is facing child pornography and video voyeurism charges.
I hate to hear these things.
And his job at the Department of Corrections is investigating crimes against children. How ironic is that? He was a former
Taking his work
Johnston.
home with him?
Basically,
Oh, that's a careless comment.
he's a
Let
former.
me take that one back.
He's a former Johnston police officer. State police arrested Seth Crosby on Wednesday. Yes, yesterday. He's 46 years old. He appeared he was arraigned in a courtroom yesterday. And when he's leaving the courtroom, usually the reporters are right there. Oh, do you have anything to say?
right.
And everybody just out of my way to get to their car. No, he says it's a terrible misunderstanding. Isn't it always?
Well,
And that's what he said to reporters on his way out. Now, you want to say something, Sue, before I go on?
you know,
She
many,
kind of
many-
does, but
Yeah.
kind of doesn't.
For many years, I've often thought, and this has nothing to do with this particular situation.
All right.
In some instances, people can be accused of doing something that they didn't do simply because somebody said it.
All right. I've got
And with this, however, facts speak volumes.
Right.
But I also think that whoever is conducting the investigations need to be even more than thorough in this, making sure that, yes, that's what he did, or, well, it might be that. No,
Well-
it has to be a definitive.
Okay, we'll take a listen to this.
Yeah.
That is arraignment yesterday. The prosecutor, Dan Guglielmo,
Guglielmo.
thank you, details the allegations. He said last month at Crosby's, at his home in Cranston, a juvenile female that Crosby knows and her boyfriend were having sex in his basement. And now, according to both juveniles, they noticed a hand holding a phone with a lens pointed in their direction.
Oh, for
Okay.
God's sake.
Authorities say the two then went to look for who had the phone and, quote, found the defendant standing there in the dark holding his cell phone. He refused to turn it over and denied filming them. So now the girl and Crosby's wife go to the state police. Investigators said a search of Crosby's phone found his camera app was open and that media files had been created around the time of the incident. Didn't say what was on it, though. Crosby, by the way, is a deputy chief of special investigations for crimes against children. He's been in that position for a little over a year. He makes $120,000 a year. Channel 10 did ask him, well, what do you mean by the whole thing's a misunderstanding? And he says, I have nothing else to say. And then he went to go speak to his lawyer. He said it'll all play out in court. The prosecutor also stated in court that the girl told investigators, and, he hasn't been convicted of anything now, but the girl also told investigators that about 3 years ago, Crosby put a camera in a plant in the bathroom before she took a shower. I don't know what this girl's doing at this guy's house so much, but
Right. Well, she was obviously having sex with people, so because that was
yeah.
what was said that they
Yeah.
were doing, that he was taking a picture of.
Yes. All right, and then
Okay.
and then a bunch of it's about talking to the neighbors and how shocked they are. So okay,
Yeah.
So you'll hear more about this story. With,
Yeah,
with,
that's
with this
that.
guy.
Yeah.
It looks like he's out right now on bail, and he'll be back in court a little later on. So that's what's going down there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't living at home.
Well,
Out
since,
on bail.
since the girl and the wife
And the wife,
went
yeah.
to the state police, I don't think he's in his home right now.
Right?
All right. Gloucester police say be on the lookout. Rabid bobcat attacked a dog. Yikes. The attack happened on Wednesday. Baylor the dog was rescued after the owner threw a chair at the bobcat. Makes you wonder
All
what
they
kind
had
of chair.
handy. It's all they had handy, Joe.
Like a folding chair.
Right.
I'm thinking you could toss them like a frisbee if they fold it up. you know?
Okay.
Well, that's just the one I'm envisioning right now. Police in the Department of Environmental Management responded to the scene, found the bobcat, and killed it. Testing confirmed that the bobcat was rabid. The dog was up to date on her rabies vaccinations, and
Bailey.
the dog's going to be fine. The dog's name is Bailey, yeah. So,
Up to date on the rabies
Yeah.
vaccine, and the dog's going to be fine. That was the good news in that story right there.
but if there's one bobcat, are there others?
Well, it takes two.
Thanks, Dave.
So let's just say the rabid bobcat.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound dumb when I ask this question.
All right.
So just giving you the heads up.
Yeah.
So the rabid bobcat bites a deer.
Yeah.
Doesn't kill the deer.
But could transmit the rabies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my question is kind of the dumb. Here's the dumb. Like being a rabid bobcat, would they go to the level of trying to kill said animal? Like had that person not saved
Rabies
their
causes
dog?
animals to act irrationally.
Well, that's
And
why
aggressive.
I'm saying that. That's why I'm asking that,
And irrational
because
aggression in animals
so
is
they
really
could
bad.
actually either kill or now it's being spread through different animal breeds, different animals, not breeds, different animals. If they didn't kill them.
But I think if a bobcat was able to attack a deer, it would probably kill the deer.
That's kind of, and that's why I said deer.
They're meat eaters, so.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So in other words, it could be in any animal. Let's
Yes,
not
it
just
could
look
be.
at bobcats that might have rabies. It could be in any animal. Is kind of where.
Could be in a wolf, or a fox.
Yeah.
Okay, just something to be aware of that a rabid bobcat was killed out in Gloucester. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee Inn program and more coming your way. This segment of Coffee Inn has been sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice.
Well, let's take a look at the entertainment at Chan's Fine Oriental Dining on Main Street in Woonsocket. Okay, also, you can get in there from Clinton Street if you want to use the back parking lot there. But Chan's also has convenient parking across Main Street, where there used to be a nice Sherwin-Williams paint store there. It's now a parking lot for Chan's. They got parking all over the place, and they'll need it for our acts this weekend. Like tomorrow night, August 16th, 8 p.m., Joe Louis Walker, JLW to his friends. He's a blues legend, and he's known worldwide as one of the genre's top musical trailblazers. Joe is a triple threat, winner of the B.B. King Entertainer of the Year Award, and he's playing at Chan's tomorrow night at 8. Get your tickets for $25 each ahead of time, $30 at the door, and take the buffet if you take my advice. Then on Saturday, August 17th, a good time is guaranteed when the exciting Fat City Band is in town. Fat City Band, 8 o'clock, $20 in advance, $25 at the door at Chan's, home of egg rolls and jazz on Main Street.
Seasonal allergies got you down? The Honey Shop has a solution. Breathe. It's the all-natural cold and allergy remedy made right here in Woonsocket. Or perhaps you have sleep problems, arthritis, or some other ailment that you're looking for a natural solution. The Honey Shop is also starting classes again. So if you're looking to learn something new, stop by 1300 Park Avenue in Woonsocket near Park Square, or give them a call at 401-766-1488. The Honey Shop.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee Inn on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan with Dave Richards and Sue Tessier McKenzie. Now, a 67-year-old man down at the ACI is being released. He confessed to murdering a woman in Warwick in 1989, but he wasn't sentenced until the year 2002. Because another man, a Warwick police officer named Scott Hornoff, was wrongfully convicted of killing this woman, and he spent 6 years in prison until Barry came forward and said, no, it was really me. So in 2002, Barry was given 30 years to spend behind bars, and that would take him out in the year 2032. Well, he's 67 now, and he's getting out on good behavior. 8 years
Right.
early. 8 years early?
Well, the
So-
correction system is
sounds
supposed
like-
to be a correction system.
Yeah.
It's also
So
called a penal system, but it's supposed to be a correction system. And if it appears to the authorities over a long period of time that you have corrected your behavior, do you have to serve all 30 years, or will 22 do?
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been out in public, so he
The
hasn't killed
judgment-
anybody in public. So.
The judgment call,
Yeah.
the judgment call is that he seems to be conforming to the rules inside prison.
Well,
Let's
of course.
give him a crack at the rules outside of prison.
Judgment call is he murdered somebody. He should not have any option of parole,
Yeah.
You think
Well,
so?
in
yeah.
my opinion.
It all depends on the judge making that call.
Right,
But, yeah.
but when it comes to taking somebody's life,
Okay.
that's a different area, because I agree with what Dave is saying, that you corrections, and he has been, proven himself per se, but not when it comes to murder, because you took somebody's life. That person can't get parole in,
Right.
22 years. That person's gone.
But if you're 67 in the prison with a bunch of people in their 20s, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be on your best behavior too,
Yeah.
and try not to be
No, I-
inconspicuous. So yeah, I can see how we could get the good behavior credits.
Right, but
Because he's a
you
senior
shouldn't
citizen.
qualify for that
Yeah,
under the
but he's
what
getting
you were
it.
convicted on.
Yeah, well, he's getting out. It's just the way it is. Wally Amos has died. Do you know who Wally Amos is?
I know the name, but no.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos Cookies.
Okay, that's the first thing that entered my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, that's too easy.
Always go with the easy.
Go with the obvi.
Yep. He was 88. He died Tuesday in Honolulu. He had dementia, his family says. He was originally from Tallahassee, Florida. He opened the first Famous Amos cookie shop on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood in 1975. His cookie brand went on to become one of the best-known names in baked goods. In a statement, his family said Amos was a great American success story and a source of black pride, adding that they know they would love it if you had a chocolate chip cookie today in his honor. See, not that it's a problem with Famous Amos cookies, but the situation is they're in. Have you ever had one, Sue?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. They're slightly smaller than your chocolate chip Chips Ahoy
Yeah.
cookies. So therefore, you eat more. And
Yeah.
I think this is done by design.
Yeah, probably.
I can have 10 of these, where I was only going to only have 4 of the Chips Ahoy,
Right. I think the
and
best
they are delicious.
the best thing that I see, and in some places, depending on where they're purchased, you get cookies like there's only 2 in a pack. So now the calories or,
Yeah.
or the intake, the sugar, whatever, everything that's bad for you, you can limit by just taking a pack that has 2 cookies, walk away,
That's the tough
versus
part.
taking the package of cookies
Yeah.
and walking away.
All
So
right.
there's a big difference.
Well, if
But
you're really sincere about weight loss, just take one cookie and walk away.
But that's the problem with people. Everybody's serious about weight loss, but
Yep,
nobody,
that-
many can't, don't have
It's
what it
becoming
takes.
easier for me
As you get older, you find it easier to walk away from the food.
to walk away. Yeah.
All right.
Seriously. I mean, this morning, I had a muffin. I had half a muffin,
Not the whole muffin.
not the whole muffin.
Mm-hmm.
Could never have done that when I was a kid. Seriously. But now I have half a muffin. I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
Yep.
I have no problems. So yeah, it's a big change
All right.
for a lot of folks.
Yeah, some can't do it.
All right. Let's see if.
Well, we grew up and our folks
yeah.
would tell us eat,
Oh
eat,
yeah.
eat,
Feed,
eat.
clean your plate.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I mentioned this to Dave earlier today. He didn't know who these people were, and he wasn't too impressed. But maybe you'll be, Sue. Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Yeah.
Okay. They've decided to come out with the first ever perfume inspired by the brand's signature aroma. Would you wear pretzel
Oh,
perfume?
for the love of God. This is like yesterday's. I see this commercial on TV. No, the answer to the
Okay,
perfume,
okay,
no.
No on the pretzels. Okay.
No, that would be a hard no. The cinnamon rolls with the icing,
Yep. Delicious.
and I want to use Cinnabon because I think that's
Okay.
what it is. And then they chose to sprinkle those sour pop rock candies on it.
That just ruins it. right
Who-
there.
Whose idea was that, and why are they still employed with the company? That is my question.
Well, if it's not selling, they'll stop doing it.
Or
but,
they're gonna the thought.
Yeah.
I can't even. So no,
no.
I don't. I wouldn't mind smelling like cinnamon, but don't be
but no on the
throwing the sour
pretzels?
pop rocks up in there.
All right. Well, the company, Auntie Anne, launched the fragrance. They call it Need, Knead, at a pop-up in New York City early this week, giving fans early access to the scent, which you can now purchase online. All right. Auntie Anne says it's always looking for new ways to engage their audience, besides their 1,700 locations across the country, hinting at the possibility of another product that delivers their signature scent, like possibly an air freshener or a candle.
I was just gonna say, why you should have started there, because when
With
you walk
an air
through,
freshener or a candle, yeah.
Absolutely. You walk through the malls.
You can smell the pretzels.
You can smell either the pretzels. There was another. It smells like cotton candy, which that was in Newport.
Yeah.
It smells like cotton candy, but it's the Ben and Jerry's making their
Okay.
waffle cones.
Yep.
Smells like cotton candy as you're walking in that area. So start with a candle or an air freshener, not a
Well,
perfume.
It's funny. The Blacksburg Valley Call and Times ran the article at the beginning of the week, and Dave saw it too, about what do we do with Emerald Square Mall. It's just there's hardly any stores there. First floor is doing okay, but the other two are really, really ghost towns. But yeah, when you walk in Emerald Square Mall, now there's two. There's an Auntie Anne's and there's a Wetzel Pretzels. They do basically the same thing. So you get the combination of both. You get the good smells from both pretzels from both
Right.
ends of the mall, and it's great.
Yep. Oh yeah, the smell is everything.
Oh yeah, very, very, and just incredibly tasty too. And I always think they're going to be more money than they are. You know, I go up and buy because I buy the nuggets.
Yeah.
You can buy you don't have to buy a pretzel, Dave. You can buy pretzel nuggets. They put them in a little cup for you, so it's already cut up for you, so you don't have to. You don't get your fingers too sticky.
Okay.
And it's easier to carry around. It's a little cleaner.
Yeah, a little
So you
easier.
can get like a cup of nuggets, $6, $7.
Yep.
I like it. and you get little dipping sauces
dipping.
if you want that as well. So, all right, let's see what else is going on. Columbia University president resigned.
I heard.
Yeah, like immediately. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. New semester's going to start up. I don't want any more of this. And a message to the Columbia University community. President Minouche Shafiq said she was resigning because
You did pretty good.
thanks. The recent period of turmoil that's been taking place on campus has taken a considerable toll on her family. She has dealt with the controversy related to the anti-Semitism on campus since the attack on Hamas on Israel, along with protests on campus. And she just doesn't. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And they've already elevated somebody to interim president. So you gotta. You're now in charge of Columbia. So okay.
Can't get away fast enough, right?
I guess not. Nope. All right. And Taylor Swift's back on stage.
Where?
London. She's going to be at Wembley Stadium. And last weekend she was in Austria when they had all the issues.
Yeah.
With the terror attacks, and she had to leave there. So
Terror threat.
terror threat. That's right. There
yeah.
was no attack. You're right. But she'll be at Wembley Stadium tonight in front of. It's expected to draw 90,000 fans each night.
Wow.
Wembley's a good sized stadium. It holds a lot, and that's the people inside. There's another 10,000 or so people just outside the stadium.
Right.
Too bad for the people that live in the area of Wembley.
Oh.
It's just gonna be crazy for the next couple of days.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't want,
No, me either.
wouldn't want that. The Swifties are coming. Let's see. Anything else that's going on? There's a National Bobblehead Museum. I didn't even know there was
boy.
one.
Oh,
It's
boy.
in Wisconsin if you want to go visit.
I heard that like not too long ago somebody had introduced a new bobblehead of an individual,
Yeah.
and then I heard followed up by, oh, maybe it'll end up in the bobblehead museum, and I was kind of like,
You're
what?
What? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
There is one, and they announced that they're going to make one. They've announced plans to produce a limited edition Minnesota Governor Tim Walz bobblehead, and you can buy it for $30.
Wow.
Only
And where does the money go? To the museum?
well, probably to the museum.
Okay,
Let me
good.
see. Only 2,000.
Just- you ought to say.
Only 2024. Get it?
Because,
2024.
because if it went to a political party or to Mr. Waltz, then you'd have to declare it.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, so you better say.
So only 2024
Yeah.
the bobbleheads will be produced, and they won't be ready for shipment until December.
November? Yeah,
No,
December.
December.
You're kidding?
Yeah, no,
December?
December, right-
After the
right-
election's over.
That's right.
brilliant.
Right in time for Christmas.
Ah,
The
I love
museum
it.
has already created bobbleheads.
You
for...
can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. The museum has already created bobbleheads for former
Or you
President
can,
Donald
but they
Trump
put you away.
and his running mate, J.D. Vance,
Right.
and is working on making a bobblehead for Vice President Harris. So we're going to make them from all four.
Alrighty
We'll make
then.
them all available for Christmas gift giving. For all your-
Bobblehead used
for all
to
your
be-
political friends.
I can remember when you used to get a bobblehead for,
Just get them for free.
you know, almost like,
give it away.
right,
They were
right.
giving
It
away
was
free.
like
Premium.
almost like an in your McDonald's meal
Yeah.
type of thing.
Right,
Like
yeah.
you just got a bobblehead for nothing.
And the ballparks always gave them away. It's,
Yeah, bobblehead night.
That's right.
And bat night.
It was, here's your David Ortiz bobblehead. And it bounces and nods its head up and down. But now it's grown to where you can buy your bobblehead.
Not only can you buy
if
your
you're a
bobblehead,
collector.
but you can pay
Obviously,
the
the-
museum to go see them.
That's right.
Obviously, the bobbleheads have better management than the Pet Rocks had because those came and went so
If
fast.
Pet Rocks came around now, it'd be huge. They'd be bigger than they were back in the 70s.
Yeah, I bet
Do
you.
you think so?
Yeah,
I'm not
'Cause
so sure.
They'd be able to sell them online instead of in gift shops.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
I think they
would've
would
made
be,
more money.
and then people would make them be like you know how you see the rocks all over the place that are painted and
Yeah.
giving an
Oh, yeah, the
inspirational
little
message
notes
or
on it,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, next thing you'd see when I can see it now. My pet went missing. Please help me find him.
Call 555. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in as always. Sue, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, and have a good rest of the week.
All right, you as well. Dave, thanks for being here.
And the Teens of Swag holding their second annual Youth Fest event this afternoon from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. at River Island Art Park. Go on in there and see what's going on.
All right, thank you, Dave. And coming up next, we will have Gary Smith and the Do You Remember Cruise at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Rhode Island State Police have issued over 600 citations